Hi everyone, welcome back to Southern Acres Homestead. I'm Brandy. Today we're going to be planting some seedlings for our fall crops. I know it seems kind of early, but if you think about it, we're in the beginnings of summer. Your seedlings are going to have to be inside for a few months, so now is the time to start doing those, even though we're in the thick of our spring-summer gardens and those starting to produce and the craziness that comes along with that. Now we're gonna shift gears just for a moment just to get these things started. And inside, what I'm gonna do is start mine and take them inside and have them under grow lights and have heat pads. And then we will wait for the few months until they're ready to go in the beds, and then we'll plant them. Today I was gonna show you the things that we're gonna be planting seedlings for. All of these seeds have come from Baker's Creek Heirloom Seeds, which is rareseeds.com. I've just, for our first year of gardening, I got all my seeds there. It just made it super easy, just get them all in one place. I've looked around at some other places. A couple of the other places were more expensive, so I just used these. I know they are a good company, family company, so I just went with this for this year. We'll see what we do in the future. So some of the seeds we're gonna do for our fall garden are onions, which we use a ton of onions with our family of 7. So this will be a big, probably one whole bed, maybe even 2 beds will do all onions because we go through so many. We're gonna do some more squash. I know it'll be getting towards cooler weather, but since we're in Tennessee, we do have warmer weather longer. So I'll plant these and we'll get them in the ground maybe before it gets too cold. Same with the zucchini. Brussels sprouts for sure. One of my daughters loves Brussels sprouts. She eats a ton of these, so we will be doing those. We got some free seeds that I was gonna try out from Baker's Creek. We got some bok choy and we got Zuna. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, but we're gonna try this out. I've already, since it's our first year of gardening, I went ahead and did cauliflower and broccoli with my spring-summer garden, which is kind of a mistake because it likes cooler weather. They're producing some. The cauliflower hasn't produced yet, but the broccoli is producing. It's just not as big of florets as it will be when it's cooler, but we are getting, daily servings worth every couple days for our family. So it's been fine so far, but we are gonna do cauliflower and broccoli. Most of our children eat both of these and they like them raw and cooked, so that's a great thing for us. Our kids love spinach, so we will be planting a lot of spinach. We have grow towers inside that we have spinach on, but I think we eat a lot of spinach, and if we need to blanch it and freeze it, we can do that and use it in smoothies. No big deal. I was gonna try some soybeans. We've never tried this before. We'll see how this goes. My kids love edamame, so if nothing else, we can just eat some appetizer things with this. I was also going to show you to mark our seeds. I'm going to do a better job of this time. I had gotten these little markers from Amazon. I can link those. But I also, at the beginning of the year, part of our issue was I was using permanent markers to write on this, and when you water, it rubs off. I've gotten these markers. I will link these. They're called Artline Garden Marker. To me, they're kind of on the more expensive side, but you get a huge pack of them and they do not come off. So it's worth the investment. They will last lots of years. So it's worth it if you're gonna keep gardening to invest in some of these. They don't rub off. We're gonna know what we plant, so that's always a plus. So let's get started. What we're gonna start with is our little seedling planters. I have the Fox Farm Light Warrior seed starter. This is what I've used every time we've started seeds. It's worked out really well. We got this at our local nursery near us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and start filling all these containers completely full. All right, now we're gonna take our seeds. We always check the seed pack on the back. I'm trying to decide how many we might actually fill this whole container full of onions, just because we eat so many. And in the bed, you can have them close together. They're 4 to 6 inches apart. So we can get a lot of onions in one bed. So I think we'll fill this whole thing with onions. And they pretty much use surface, it's close to surface sowing. It's 1/4 inch deep. So I'm just gonna set them on the top, kind of push them in just a tiny bit, and then we'll just cover it. If it's 1/4 inch, I always just pretty much set it on top and push it in a tiny bit with my finger. That way when I cover it up, just a little bit more of the seed starter, it kind of gets down in there, but it's not too covered. This will be our first time planting onions, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it goes well. Onions and potatoes are a lot of what we like. It's something we would like to have a lot of. So some of our potato plants have done well. Our sweet potatoes are thriving, but some of them have not done well. They're supposed to be the easiest thing to grow, but they have not. I think it's our soil that we got for those. It didn't work out for us. The soil is so important, so it's worth investing in the soil. Kind of a tedious process because the seeds are so tiny. Gardening definitely is an art, and you have to have a little bit of love for it at least, so you can get through the process. Okay, now I'm just gonna cover very lightly these with some more seed starter, just to make sure they're under something. Now that we're done covering those, we're gonna finish planting all of our seeds, and then we will go back and water them, and then we'll cover them. So I'll set this aside. Oh, definitely need to find our marker and mark these, as to not get into the same mistake I did last time of not knowing what the seeds were. All right, now we're gonna do the same process. Fill this guy. Take some of this extra and put it back in the bag and use it in a second. And so once before. And you'll see, the more you kind of watch me, I'm definitely not the most graceful of people. I'll do my best. I try hard. I feel like that's what counts. Let's move on to the Brussels sprouts. My daughter Ava loves Brussels sprouts. Let's see. These are gonna have to be super far apart. So I think we'll only do probably these 4 rows worth of Brussels sprouts. Let me go ahead and mark that so as to not forget. Typically my method to my madness of this is I start at 1 row and everything I know over to the edge is the same exact seed. So once I have this marked from like the next one, if I start here, I know all these are the same plant. That just works for me. All right, this says 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna go through the same process and just push them in just maybe a tiny bit further into the seed starter. These are tiny little seeds. And when you have, well, at least for me, since I have 5 kids, I can get very overwhelmed a lot of times in this. Just time outside, even if they're with me, is helpful to just calm my mind down a little bit. I think it's good for them too. They love to see the process of gardening and the seeds growing and just the whole thing, so that's fun. We'll wait to cover all this stuff until I planted the seeds in the rest of these. So we'll probably do 3 broccoli and 3 cauliflower. Let's do that. Let me go ahead and mark those. Let's do the cauliflower first. And I've already done cauliflower and broccoli from seeds. We've already started them seeds before. So I kind of feel, whoa, the wind is blowing so hard. I feel a little bit more confident with that because I've already done it one time. So that's good. Through this whole process, I felt very unsure because I've never done it before. Now let's remind myself how far apart these need to, or how deep these need to be planted. Same thing, a fourth inch deep. So actually, yeah, we still have some. I was about to say I don't have any more, but I do. I wasn't sure that we'd have enough seeds in these packs still to get through all these rows, but we did. We actually have some extra. So that's good. Right, now that we've filled these whole things, we're gonna cover them again. You could always tailor this to how big your garden is too. If you have a bigger garden, obviously you want to plant, a whole seed tray full of the same crop, or if you have a smaller one, maybe one row for each crop. Just tailor it to what you want, what you have. It's so funny to be thinking about fall crops when it is so hot outside. In Tennessee, it's been in the high 90s, heated index 100 or more. So it's been extremely hot. So thinking about fall is like kind of funny. It's very comical at the moment. You step outside and you're already sweating. Let's do our spinach. I know we're gonna have a lot of spinach. Let's see how far this has to grow apart. 6 to 8 inches. Wow. Okay. We actually might do a whole bed of this too. We eat so much spinach. Let's just do it. Because if we have extra, like I said, we can just blanch it, freeze it, use it again later. Not a big deal. Oh, I also, if you want to comment below and tell me what you're planting for your fall garden this year, I would love to hear. Even though this is our first year of gardening, every time I talk to somebody, they give me new ideas, and the research we've done, we get new ideas, and it's just fun to expand and grow. We thought we were only going to do the 6 rectangular Vigo gardens that we bought, and then I kept planting seeds and it kept expanding, so we had to buy more. But it worked out. I'm excited to see some of our bigger harvests that we're gonna get. Right now we're only getting a little bit so far. The biggest one we've had is our carrot harvest. The kids got to do that, and they waited for months to pick those carrots, and they were so excited about them. Another one done. I think we're just gonna, because we've never had bok choy and we've never had mizuna, if that's how you pronounce it. So I think I'm only gonna do 2 of each of those. Let's see what else we have. We have the soybeans, squash, zucchini. Let's see about the soybeans. Beans, obviously, you gotta plant them deeper. Let's see. I think, how many do we have left? 2, 4, 6. We'll just do 2 of each one. Let's do that. So let's do the soybeans here. Zucchini, squash, and then crookneck squash. Last one will be our squash. Our crookneck squash. Now, all we need to do is we need to water these. Then we're going to cover them, and then I'll show you our setup inside. Now we're back inside. This is our grow station inside. As you'll see right now, we have heat pads. All these are set to a certain temperature. Once our seedlings have germinated, we will remove this, and then we will kick on our lights, our grow lights. We'll also adjust the levels of the shelves so that the light is always like an inch, 2 inches at most away from the seedlings so that they get the growth they need from the light. But this is our area. The timer for the lights, once we turn them on, will be set to our grow tower, the same as our grow towers. They'll stay on all day and then they'll turn off at night. So they'll get the light that they need, and then we will keep them indoors until they're ready to take outside. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the things that we're growing for this fall. If you would like, subscribe, and also comment below with what you're going to be planting this fall, we would love to hear and get some ideas from you. Have a good day. Bye.